Hi everyone. Today we are going to be interviewing Father Franco, our catechetical director. Hi Father,
Hi,
how are you?
good. How are y'all?
We are both fine, Father.
Good.
So, Father, I'm Emma and my partner is Anne. We are both student editors at the Faith, Hope, Love newsletter at Sacred Heart Church. And we are going to be interviewing you.
Good.
Thank you. So, let's move on into the questions, Father.
Sure.
Thank you.
Father, what order or congregation do you belong to?
I belong to the congregation of the Salesians of Don Bosco. There was a priest in Italy in the 1815 who was born in 1815 and started his work in 1841. And we are called the Don Bosco Fathers. And we are Salesians. It comes after the name of Saint Francis de Sales. Don Bosco took Sales and made it to Salesians because Sales mean wood, and we are supposed to be hard wood and soft wood, and we have taken that as name, Salesians of Don Bosco, because Don Bosco, John Bosco was a name of the person who founded this congregation of Salesians. So Don means father in Italian. So Father Bosco, Don Bosco. So today you must have heard a lot of Don Bosco.
When and how did you receive the call to join the priesthood?
Well, I can say it was just something very normal, but I used to be an altar boy. So being an altar boy, like how we have in our parishes, altar boy, altar girls, we are very close to the priest and the altar and the Holy Mass. And that made me have this inclination to join the priesthood. And I would say that it was not just being an altar boy, but I think also my parents made sure that we went every day for Mass because we were staying close to the church. So no Mass means, like for example, on a Sunday, if we did not go for Mass, there would be no breakfast, lunch, nothing, till we went for Mass. So the next Mass was evening, so you could imagine we did not want to be hungry the full day. But besides, on the lighter note, but I think it was more because of being altar server. Then I would join the youth group when I became older, and I joined Don Bosco Lanavla, and that's how slowly I had this vocation to become a priest.
Father, who was instrumental in helping you choose this vocation?
The seeds of this vocation, I think, mainly were put into me through my parents, because they were very religious, and we had to also be brought up in that way. And I think our prayer life at home, our daily rosary, we had to kneel and say the rosary. Very often I would faint also, but we had to kneel and say the rosary. Made us to go and attend Mass as a family. And I think they were instrumental in my vocation.
So, Father, what influenced you to leave your family and follow Jesus?
Yeah. 8th standard, I went to the boarding, and that time boarding was, a new idea and friends going together. So I had a couple of few friends also who joined together, and so seeing the way of life the priest were, the Don Bosco priest, playing and a lot of big, huge playgrounds, and I loved playing. And that made me influence, let me go and try the boarding. Though it was not easy, the first few days, first day I was very happy in the boarding. Then after, suddenly you think of home food, then all the comforts of home. And I did miss my family now and then. And one of the influence of joining, living and following Jesus was my parents and my siblings never objected to it. They never said not to go. They were very supportive. Even till today, they are very supportive of my vocation. And I think this is what influenced me. And I would like to share a very interesting anecdote that all of us have heard it. And the words that I heard was, when a son or even a daughter, when a son leaves home, house to join priesthood, Jesus takes his place in his home. And that really struck me. I said, if I go, that means Jesus will always be with my family. So that was one of the sentence that statement that is true, that Jesus takes his place in the family. And I think this is also something that influences us, that we don't leave our parents, our siblings alone, but God takes our place in this world.
So, Father, what have been some of your greatest joys?
Greatest joy is, I can really tell you, there are many joys. Our Blessed Mother had 7 joys, but I don't have, I think, that many joys. But one of the greatest joys is that to give Jesus to others. That is the first and greatest joy. Many people used to ask me on their birthday, Father, what are you giving me? I told them, I just gave you Jesus. And I think that is the greatest joy, that I am able as a human being to give Jesus to others. And that is what we do in the daily celebration of Holy Mass. That's also my greatest joy, like to say and to celebrate Holy Mass every day is a very is one of the joys. The other joy is to do the sacraments. Like, for example, in this pandemic moment, many people are wanting to go for Mass. Wanting, but I as a priest can say Mass every day. Though I pray for all the people, and this is the joy, to be able to also be with young people. And that's why my hair is still black, because I'm with young people. Because we as Salesians are with young people. And then these are the few joys.
So, what are some hobbies or interests that you continue enjoying as a priest, Father?
Hobbies, many are there, but now many of them have dwindled because of too much of work pressure. When I was young, there were many hobbies. Like, the example, I used to follow up sports a lot, and that was my hobby, going and attending some games. Even now, as a priest, we have a Don Bosco oratory where we play competitive football, basketball, hockey with major teams. That is my hobby of going and assisting them. Then I also have a hobby of sometimes reading. I should not read when at your age. I should not read, but I think after being a priest of some years, I started reading a lot, because I realized that if I don't keep updated, I will be redundant. So that is one of the hobbies, is to read good materials for my ministry as a catechetical director. And another great hobby that I have is to watch movies. I like to watch movies, not any movie. I like to watch movies which have got values, and some good serials on Netflix now and then. But these are my hobbies that are at the moment, and above all, listening to music. I just switched off my music before I coming. Others, there will be always some music at the background in my room or in my office. I love to listen to music, not rap and all, but old.
Father, we share a lot of the same interests.
Good.
What advice would you give to students in this current situation, Father?
Oh, there are a lot of advices, but just to be very brief, first thing is to love what you are passionate about. If you love what you are passionate about, you will really contribute, not just for yourself, but you like to give this passion to society also. For example, if you're good in writing, you could write also for society, good articles, there are many things. Think of others in all that you do, and I think that will what will benefit. And therefore, life is not how much I can get, but how much I can give others. And that is what people will really appreciate from each one of us. And therefore, do not be also, as I tell to youngsters also, do not be shy to pursue your vocation. Sometimes many youngsters feel shy that, well, like for example, I want to become a priest, I want to become a nun. No, I don't want to. What will people think? But if that is your passion and that is what you are called within, give it a try. I'm not saying, like in my batch, when I joined Don Bosco as a youngster, we were around 35. Now we are just, I think, 4 or 5 priests from the big group of 35. And So therefore, be proud to do what you like. Do not give in to peer pressure. Today, many people are afraid because what my companions will say. Companions will say many things, but ultimately, at the end of our lives, you will sometimes regret of not following your passion. And this is what I would like to say. Be very zealous of your passion, and at the present moment, study well. Yeah, because without studies, you can't even be a lift man in the company. Yeah, because you will have to listen to people, talk to people. So study well, follow your passions, and I'm sure you will do well.
What's a favorite verse from the Bible or a favorite quote from magazines even?
One of the favorite quotes is, I would like to use it as my ordination motto. I took this as my motto at my ordination from the Bible. Do this in remembrance of me. Do this in remembrance. That's from the Bible, I would like to say. And why did I take this motto? Is nothing but it will remind me every day. Because every day when I say Mass, I will say those words. Do this in remembrance of me. And so that's why I took that as my motto for my ordination. And that is one from the Bible verse that I like to take. But other important ones are, if you have seen my email, below the email there's a quote that is there, and I would like to, Vivian Green, who says this: life is not about waiting for the storms to pass, it is about learning to dance in the rain. We have all these problems, but it is important how we look at it and we are able to dance in all these situations. And another interesting one, which is on my WhatsApp, on the status of my WhatsApp, is when you feel you're hanging by a thread, make sure it is from the hem of his garment, that is Jesus' garment. So these are some quotes. There are many other quotes, but these are something that really fascinated me, and that's why I have not changed them. Even if I find some good quotes, I have not changed. So these are some of the quotes.
They are really fascinating, Father.
Yes.
And thank you so much for taking time out to do this. We understand that you're busy, so.
It was nice to speak to you both, Anne and Emma. I always tell people that if you don't become a priest or a nun, become a good father, good mother, and instill good religious values in our families. And I think this is what we must instill in our young, in your companions also. And I think each one of us must be able to encourage one another in whatever occasion we choose. It's not just priesthood and religious life which is important. Even be a good engineer, be a good doctor. These are important things that matter in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All the best, and I pray that not just this magazine, but to this magazine, many people will be touched with what we give them. Not just this interview. The interview may be the last thing, but there are many other things that we write and we say that some people will be touched by it.